Our Collision 2018 coverage is proudly powered by Amazon Prime. Find out all the ways you can benefit from a Prime subscription and get a 30-day free trial by going to collision.live/prime and by audiobooks.com. Get a free trial and a free audiobook to keep at audiobooks.com using promo code TRY70. We have our next guest here. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Go ahead and introduce yourself for us.
Okay. My name's Amanda. I am the founder and CEO of GoWithMe Incorporated.
Okay. And what is GoWithMe?
GoWithMe is an event-based social application. We came into the market in an effort to try to solve some of the security and catfishing issues with dating app type services. We do go well beyond dating apps, as you can use it to facilitate relationships across every area of your life. So you can find people to play golf with, or create a card game, or groups, or whatever you like to do.
Okay.
You can find other people who like to do that as well.
That's awesome.
There's I guess a lot of differences. It's the closest genre of what we do, and we were trying to solve some of those issues, but instead of trying to match two people, we start with the event, and then you find the person that you want to have that experience with you, which solves a lot of the texting and emailing back and forth that people go through, and they never actually get anywhere but a cup of coffee or a beer. So, yes.
How did you even come up with this idea?
Yes, it's a pretty cool story. My stepdaughter, she was 17. I started this about 15 months ago.
Okay.
When she was 17 years old, she got in the car one day from school and said she wanted a larger pool of boys to choose from and wanted to download 3 of the major players in the dating app.
Okay.
And I said no. And I went home and sat down, and I was telling her father about how insane this child was, and this is what she wanted to do. And he said, you really have 2 options at this point. He said, you can say no, and she's probably going to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. He said, these technologies are not going away, and so she's going to be ill-prepared. She turns 18 in 8 months, and you'll have no say-so. He said, or you can say yes, and you can allow for her to do it under your parameters and put her out in the world a little more prepared. And so I laid in bed that night and pondered, how I missed the fact that he was more progressive than I was, and B, how right he was. And so the following day, we agreed to allow her to download those 3. And as the couple of weeks went on, what we noticed was that she really wasn't getting anywhere with it, because the one was very much a hookup app, or a preconceived notion that was what people were looking for. And fake
I think
pictures.
we all know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, fake pictures, a lot of catfishing, a lot of texting back and forth with people who just wanted an ego boost, but there was no reality there. And
what an astute.
Yes. And then she, the other 2, she said they could be really great. I don't know, but I can't get past the 400 questions they want me to answer about who I am and what I want in another person.
That's funny, and we all know which one you're talking about now.
Yes, and so she said she felt like she was shopping for a husband, and obviously at her age, that wasn't either direction that she wanted to go in. So we realized there was a very large gap in the market, and so many people just wanted someone to have experiences with.
Yeah.
When I thought back to the way that we met people when we were younger, common interest was the big player there, right? Yeah. You had a common team or a common band or whatever the case may be, and you built relationships based on that.
Right.
I wanted to understand if it was her experience or the experience. And when I started to research the industry, not only was it the experience, but I realized just how scary the world had become. Mm-hmm. I have 3 kids coming up behind her, and so I really wanted to try to fix what was going on. So I had kind of 3 pools. I don't code, so it was A, how do I build it? B, how do I market it? And C, how do I monetize it? Once I figured out how to do those things, it became a business. And I sat down basically and read every publication, listened to every vlogger that were in that space, and took all of the common denominator issues and figured out how to fix them.
Okay.
So we... the event-based thing came from the place where so many people complain that they do spend so much time texting and emailing back and forth, and they never actually get to have experiences.
It never goes beyond that.
Never goes beyond that. And then there's a whole side of people who, you know, they take their neighbor or best friend to the concert they want to go to. That person doesn't have the same love for that band as they do, but they're dragging them along to have someone to go with, right?
Yeah.
And so when I started to think about those things, I knew that was one of the things I wanted to fix. One of the funny aspects of my application is that people no longer know who is supposed to pay for an event anymore. And so from a gentleman's perspective, they say, well, I don't want to offend these independent women by picking up the checks really fast and making that assumption. And women say, it sat there so long, I can't believe it ruined our experience. And so you choose whether it's paid, stagger, sponsored going in, and so that's known. You choose whether you're looking for a male or female, friendship or romance, how many attendees that you would like, and it's video based. So I would go on it and record a video and say, my name's Amanda, I have 2 tickets to XYZ, who wants to go with me? You get video responses back of people who want to have that experience with you. So we've eliminated the catfishing. It's really hard to pretend you're not 5 years older or 50 pounds heavier or not who you said you were. Which again, you have to think that right now the system is that you fill out these profile questions. 60% of people admit to lying, so we know it's more like 80, right? Now we're using
because there's people who are lying that aren't admitting to it.
Yes. And so now we are using these algorithms to match these people based on things that aren't true. And so they're then texting back and forth and trying to figure out what to do with themselves. And the example I always use is my husband and I know each other very, very well. I don't know if you all are married, but what do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat? What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? What movie do you want to watch? I don't know. What movie do you want to watch, right?
That is every night at one of these conferences.
You're right.
For our broadcast team.
Yes. And
oh my God.
Now we expect 2 people who really don't match, but we've put together to be able to text and email back and forth and come up with something to do with each other. And it just is not a it's not a working system, right? And so I thought, well, if we start with what we love to do and we find other people that like to do that, then we're already 1,000 steps ahead. And truthfully, my other children that are coming up, I don't want them to think they have to match on 80% to have a conversation or a dinner with someone. I don't know about you guys, but I've learned more in my life from sitting across from a table of people who I don't agree 100% on everything with. And
absolutely.
I want them to have those interactions. I want them to talk about religion and politics and learn from other people and see other perspectives, but have that common denominator to fall back on and go, well, you know, it may not be the best romantic connection for myself, but I've made a friend and I've learned something. The other thing I say is that one of the biggest innovations in this space over the last 5 to 7 years has been see who you've crossed paths with in a day or who's within a 10-mile radius of you. Well, think about how ridiculous that is. When have you ever been coming out of the grocery store, Jim, and been like, let's see who's ready for a date? Right? So we're kind of adding to that instantaneous society and it's taken away people's gall or audacity to even meet people, you know, in a normal way. So we're walking down the street, we're not making eye contact, we're looking at our phones. One of the biggest things was I did a focus group on a campus, and I had a bunch of fraternity guys tell me that when they walk into a party or a room and they find an attractive girl, they pick up their phone and immediately try to find their profile somewhere.
Oh.
They no longer have that. So I wanted to make something that obviously still felt safe to people. And when you go to my site, we don't have likes and we don't have this. And so I think everyone has something valuable to offer in life, right? And while you may not have washboard abs or the perfectly lit 5 selfies that go up and you feel inadequate to post yourself next to these people, if you have 2 tickets to something everybody wants to see, guess who's Mr. Popular now, right? And how good it feels to get those responses from people who really want to experience that with you. So I'm hoping to really change the way a space operates. Yeah, that's my story. And and obviously the in-app security. So we have a few different things going into the next few iterations, but we start with an ability to do security tracking while you're at your event.
Okay.
When the event is over, you're supposed to turn that off. If you don't, our system will send an auto text and ask how your event was this evening. If you don't respond, then it'll send an auto text to whoever you've chosen as your emergency contact. So people are no longer going missing and no one knows until they don't show up to work 18 hours later.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Would you like to see it?
Yes, please.
Oh, man.
Yes, please.
This is
Let's see it.
pretty cool.
Okay, so this is my icon. It's called GoWithMe.
Let's we
Yeah.
can also aim it at the
Sure.
screen here, and
Okay.
we'll be able to see.
Yes. So you
Nikki
can
and I
connect.
can see it.
Yes. So
Okay.
you can connect with your Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat, or your Google,
Okay.
obviously, or you can just do it through email. Those were the onboarding screens, so you know how to use it.
Got it.
So if I go here and I create an event, I'm going to add my video.
Sure.
It
Oh,
has to be
man.
added from the site so that you can't choose somebody's video from somewhere.
Got it.
I pick an event title, which is whatever I choose, okay? Now, I drop it into as many event categories as I want to.
So
it
if
can
I'm
be
searching for a category, like I
Okay.
want to.
Oh,
So
the
if I'm-
filter. It's so awesome how it filters as well.
So if I'm looking for technology, it could be
Yes.
collision. It
Yes.
could be some of the off-site
Yes.
things. They'd all show up.
yes.
But it could also be
and it's based
under
on
social.
your parameters. Yes, so
and
I'll
so
show you.
the night summit would show up because it's both technology and
Correct.
social.
Correct.
Got it.
So you choose whether it's paid, stag, or sponsored.
Okay.
Paid means I bought our tickets. Stag means we each buy our tickets. And sponsored is, say I'm a poor college student and I really want to go to that concert and I can't afford to. I can post a video and say, hey, somebody please buy 2 tickets
Okay.
and take me.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm going to choose my number of attendees. If I want to do like, a card game, I can pick 4, right? Age range, and then whether I'm
Okay.
looking for male, female, friendship, or romance, and then
Okay.
all my event details.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
And is the male female, is that a radio button or are those check boxes?
they're check boxes.
Okay, so it can be both.
It can be both.
Got it.
Correct. And so then I'm going to go here to my events. So this is one that I created. My
Okay.
taglines, it's spring play ball. You choose how long. So it's May 12th. I chose that I would take applications till May 1st so that I
Okay.
had time to sort through it. Now, the event category sporting, I'm looking for a female for friends, start time, end time. You can apply until this date and all the event details.
Okay.
If you wanted to go with me, you would hit interested and you would apply back
Popcorn,
With a video.
peanuts, and
with a
Cracker
video.
Jacks.
So now if I am looking for to browse events, I can now filter based on my category, whether I'm looking for a friend, romance, or all, my location,
Okay.
my radius, my age range, or a date range. So the other cool feature is if
Okay.
you're traveling to New Orleans and you're from somewhere else, you can set up a concert date when you're in town for that period of time or whatever it is that you want to do, but you can fill your schedule before you ever get there.
Got it.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
So it is a new genre. It's event-based social app is what
Yes.
we've kind of come up with. But that's what we're doing.
Is this something that's live and can be downloaded?
So
now?
right now we're doing our beta test.
Okay.
That was one of the big things that we wanted to make sure. So we've gone into a local university where we are, and we're doing that beta test. It will
Got it.
actually be live within the next 7 days in the App Store and Google Play as well.
Google Play.
It's Apple and Android, correct.
Excellent.
Yep.
Now, the important question,
Yes.
because obviously we like your idea.
Yes.
This is
We're
the
very
important question.
engaged on it.
Yes.
I want it to be around
Me
for
too.
Collision 2019.
Yes.
What's the revenue model to ensure that?
Okay, so I did a lot of research going into that, and I come from a traditional business background, so tech was really hard for me to understand.
It's very different.
Companies go in IPO when they have no revenue, so it took me a minute. One of the things that I did was a lot of focus groups, and I spoke to my customers, and we decided to go in at a $7.99 subscription model for a few reasons. One, we don't have pop-up ads and those kind of experiences that you get on freemiums. Two, we didn't want people uploading like erroneous videos. We wanted them to take it seriously. We didn't want duplicate accounts. And so we want it to be a place where people know they can go and find what they're actually looking for. We do have kind of a cool marketing campaign as well. So every fifth spot will say need a date idea and have a ticket vendor, or what are you going to wear to your event and have an apparel company. But it's built in. It doesn't pop up, and it's things that you won't buy tires on my site. It's things that are actually relevant to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So I'm getting ready to start raising my Series A. We have kind of bootstrapped and self-funded and had it built and done all of those things to try to avoid getting into any mess. I'm a pretty strange founder, because as I sit here, I own 97% of my company still. And so I have a little room to play with to raise the money necessary. But right now we're going through micro-influencers and universities to help us grow. But I do think that it's important that we raise the money to market it properly, because it extends so far beyond just that age range. Because as a 36-year-old mother of 4, I would love another woman to go to hot yoga with, right? I've had widows and widowers say, they're now in their late 60s and they don't want to shop for their next husband, and some of those apps just aren't for their generation. And so if they could take that pressure off and just have someone to see their favorite movie with on Friday night and get back out there. And the thing is with the filter options, you're never going to see your grandmother's video, because the filter is based on your parameters. It's whatever you set for yourself. So it doesn't matter how many different demographics use our product. You will only see what's relevant to yourself.
Because you can slide that age range around.
Yes.
And,
Yep.
Okay.
So
very cool.
Thank you.
You're here at Collision as an alpha.
Yes.
What are you hoping to get out of your experience here?
So I wanted to make some connections. Being a non-technical founder, I'm constantly trying to learn and understand the technology industry. I take every founder's boot camp, and I, joined Ignite HQ in Marietta, and I wanted to give them a little shout out. And the Iconic Solutions is who built my application for me. They're out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Everyone I show it to says it's the cleanest code they've ever seen in their life. So they definitely worked very hard, especially because they knew there was going to be a lot of public notoriety that came from this. So really, I'm just trying to meet people. I'm trying to understand, and I'm trying to obviously raise my money and get to a point where I understand that process as well as I can as well.
Understood.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really like it.
Thank you.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
It's a great idea. It's something that we could use here at Collision.
Yeah, it's vitally necessary, I think, because it takes people a little more back to your core value, so that we're all getting to actually have experiences, and that's so valuable, especially now in the world where I feel like people are getting further and further away from being able to do anything they enjoy.
Yeah. And further and further away from interacting with other people.
Yes.
And this helps in both of those places.
It does. Yes, sir. Yes.
Very cool.
Thank you.
If our viewers want to get more information about your platform and follow your corporate journey, how can they do that?
So if you go to GoWithMe app.com, you can actually put your email address in, and it will send you updates, so you will know exactly when it goes into the App Store live. If you like our platform, please understand that even though we've tested all the bugs out, it's going to take us a while to build the database in every area. So we do want to offer some social influencers and that type of thing. So if you have that kind of position, please get in touch with us and share us on your social media. and that's how we grow.
Fantastic.
So yes.
Well, we will
Thank
be
you
in
so
touch
much.
Yes.
following Collision.
Beautiful.
Because we'd love to help you out with this.
Beautiful.
And hopefully the rest of the conference will go well for you.
Yes, thank you so much, guys.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one.